More dominoes have fallen around the Chicago Bulls as news has just recently surfaced that Andre Drummond perhaps could be on the move in free agency and looking for a new team. In today's video, we're going to talk about what this will mean for the Chicago Bulls, what they can do to counter this move that if Andre Drummond does in fact go into free agency. This is Rico Greenhowe, and this is another episode of Bulls Digest. And before we jump into it, guys, wanted to let you know that 76.2% of you guys that watch the videos are not subscribed to the channel. So make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with the latest news and happenings around your Chicago Bulls. And without further ado, let's jump into the topic of the day, which is Drummond leaving the Bulls? All right, guys. And so is Drummond leaving the Bulls? Yeah, he probably is leaving the Bulls, and he should leave the Chicago Bulls. Why? He played outstanding in the limited minutes that he had, and he pretty much had a resurgent season, guys. So I am all in favor of Andre Drummond going. I don't want to see him go, but yes, I think that Andre Drummond is going to go out there and he would be a viable piece for somebody else. You know, take, for example, the Memphis Grizzlies. Let's say that the Memphis Grizzlies do not go out and get a center in this year's NBA draft, then I absolutely think that Andre Drummond would be a terrific fit for a team like the Memphis Grizzlies, and he's going to get an abundance of minutes, guys. And to be honest with you, look, he should have gotten more minutes based off what was going on with Vooch, guys. And so to go ahead and put this story a little bit more into context, let's look at what was shown on a recent tweet that appeared here. And it also asks some different questions. And so this is by NBA Central. And it says, what remains to be seen, however, is what direction the Bulls will go here. Do they prepare for DeMar DeRozan going ahead and leaving? And also too, do they have to go out and grab a big to replace Andre Drummond, or do they go out and get a big that is going to push Vooch here? And so, just in response to this tweet and just the last part of that tweet, we already have a replacement for Andre Drummond. And by the way, he was really good in college and we got him at a really good value. But guess what? We never, ever played this guy. Who am I talking about? Oh, I'm talking about a guy that you more than likely see him in his warm-ups most times. And that is going to be Adama Sanogo, guys. This guy was a stellar rebounder for the University of Connecticut. And remember, he was the starting center ahead of Clegan, I believe, last season or the season before, excuse me. So I'm not sure if they played together a little bit, but he was the main focal guy for UConn, all right? And so this guy had already been a prolific rebounder. You're looking at what he did with the Windy City Bulls, 20.4 points a game, 12 rebounds a game. And oh, by the way, guys, he had an outstanding game in the game that he was allowed to play extensive minutes against the Washington Wizards, guys. And it was incredible with what he was able to do. Going to throw up some clips, guys. In this game, he went 20 and 20 in this game. And I believe only Wembanyama as a rookie had posted numbers like this, guys. And I mean, it was just outstanding. Look at some of the stuff that he was able to do. Look at this back down move, the show, and then right over his left shoulder. Beautiful move there. I love, again, the pick and roll. Look, you can dump it into him. Terrific hands and a great score there. Look again off the pick and roll. Again, he holds his position. He's there. He's available for the catch. A great finish around the glass, guys. And so, look, this is what I'm talking about. Look at this rebounding here. This is why I'm not worried if Drummond leaves in free agency. You have a guy right now that you can absolutely play, and that is Sanogo. Play him. This is what we have an issue with the Bulls franchise and mainly Billy Donovan. Play your younger players, especially if you know that at some point you're going to have to play these players. And so, look, guys, to start off, we have a replacement for Andre Drummond. And so, as much as I love Andre Drummond and would want to keep him, I'm going to say that again. I just feel like at the value that we have now and not having to overspend for Andre Drummond's services, and he's going to be in a better situation where he can maybe play some right now winning basketball, we should go ahead and stick with Sanogo as a replacement for him. Now, if we are going to go out and get a big so-called to push Vooch, which at this point in time, I think all the bigs that are coming out, the top 5 bigs, I think that they're ready to go ahead and perhaps be starters ahead of Vooch right now, with what I'm seeing. And so mainly, to start off, guys, I like Kel'el Ware. All right. I would love if we were able to get Kel'el Ware. I love his upside. I love the fact that he is comparable to a Miles Turner. I have him like him and a Brook Lopez if he just meets a portion of his potential. 15 points a game, 42% from downtown, 9 rebounds a game, and a block shot. More importantly, the one thing I love about Kel'el Ware is that he has that absolute dog in him, guys. He is so much more aggressive than what Vooch gives us. Look at this inside scoring, lob threat, look, a shot blocker, the athleticism, meaning he's able to run the floor and he's also able to recover out of pick and roll situations, guys. You have to love that. Next guy is going to be Donovan Clegan. If we're going to trade up in the draft, go get Donovan Clegan. Shot blocker, interior scorer, off the ball defender, guys, terrific rebounder. Look, these are centers that absolutely, I feel like if you're going to trade up, you go get Clegan. If you're going to stay put and you end up getting another draft asset, which we've talked about several times on the channel with Philly floating the 16th pick, then you go out and you get you a guy like Kel'el Ware. Get him, right? So we don't have to worry about what is Vooch going to do, what is he not going to do. Who cares? We would have a big man that is ready to go. And the great thing about Kel'el Ware, and I've said this, he doesn't need elite point guard play to unlock him, guys. You can give him the ball and he can create for himself. He is not dependent on another player setting him up. Now, he can operate off that, guys, but he can do it himself. All right. And so that's what I love about Kel'el Ware. With Clegan, he is a little bit more dependent on the guard, but there's a lot of things that he does on the interior that Vooch doesn't do, right? He's a much better, I believe, defender at the rim. I think he's going to attack the rebounds a lot better than what Vooch is going to. So I think already that is a plus side. Look, we are in a prime position to rebuild this front court. And the question that they bring up with DeMar DeRozan, if Chicago is not anticipating the fact that DeMar DeRozan could be going, what are we talking about here? I mean, this really points the finger at the organization, and what I've said before, it is an organization that literally reacts. It is not a proactive organization. So yes, clearly, if you do go ahead and you get another draft asset in this draft, yeah, you probably do need to address that DeMar DeRozan could be leaving. And that's where you can do this in this draft, guys, with picking up your center. You can also go out there and you can still get tall, and you can also get a shooter. I've talked about Tyler Smith. I know he's a deep project. Another guy that we've talked about too is Montas Bazelis. He's 6'8", 6'10" wingspan, guys, but there's a lot of things that he shows that it is good. I know he only shot 27% in the G League, guys, but he shot relatively well, in high school. I think it just becomes down to just being more comfortable and being able to go out there and make it happen that way, guys. So Montas Bazelis is another guy, like I just said, that we should take a look at here. And another guy, guys, that perhaps if we're going to take a look at Tyler Smith, I know I've saw in the comments too here with, Salaun. And I just think that with him, he is probably what what Tyler Smith is on defense, I think that that's probably what Salaun that is on offense, guys. He's a bit raw. He has the ability to be a two-way star for sure. I mean, the off-ball defense, he has the versatility versatility and the hustle. But the one issue with him is just that he's kind of one-dimensional at this point in time, and you wonder, really, is he really a great shooter? Because it took him to this time to really become a good shooter. So you could be looking at just a small sample size, but the fact that he's able to get up and run the floor, he's versatile in that way. And his off-ball defense, they say that he plays a lot of like passing lanes. He's very good at contesting at the basket. So that means that he's a very good help defender. But they say that oftentimes, like Tyler Smith, he is going to get beat on that first step. I talked about that before. Usually gets crossed up a bit, but he does play the angles a little bit better. And I think he just doesn't know how to necessarily use his size as much to bother shots. But anyhow, that is a wing that you can throw out there, guys, if you are looking to go ahead and you're getting shooting, you're also getting a little bit taller in this draft, and you have possible replacements for DeMar DeRozan if he goes in free agency, guys. And so with that being said, what do you guys think here? I know we just talked about it, a lot of stuff here, but do you believe with me that Adama Sanogo is a guy that we can depend on now and give him Drummond minutes, maybe even give him more minutes at some point in time? Perhaps maybe I'm thinking at some point, maybe him and Ware can start in the front court at some point. I mean, I think that in my opinion, I think that Sanogo to me reminds me he can be, or potentially, he could be at a point where he could be like a Jared Allen and also too a little bit like a Ben Wallace type player that played for the Detroit Pistons. Because I think right there you saw some clips where he was able to, turn back down a little bit, turn to his opposite shoulder. So he has a little bit more of an offensive game. He does struggle at the free throw line a lot like Ben Wallace. And then like Jared Allen, they are dependent on guards. And so that's why I'm like, dude, we have the potential to go out here and come out of this thing a lot better, even if we have some free agents that are walking away. So do you believe in Adama Sanogo? Do you guys feel like that we should go after Khalil Ware if he is available? Do you feel like, we should go ahead and trade up for a guy that might be a little bit more polished and NBA ready in Donovan Clegan? Let me know what you guys are thinking in the comments. And as usual, man, even though we don't know what's going on, I'm going to say go Bulls. And before I sign off, guys, I just want to say happy Father's Day to the fathers out there. Appreciate all you guys out there that watch the videos, regardless if you comment or not. Thank you to the entire Digest Media family, man. And even though we don't know what's going to happen 10 days before the draft, and we're talking about a guy that we already knew was leaving, and we have his replacement and we haven't played him, I'm still saying go Bulls, guys. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace, 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 peace.